Hello, Justin here. It's been a while. 3 years and a few months, to be exact, since I last posted a video. And over the past couple of weeks, I've just felt prompted to make another video and maybe just explain why I don't make videos anymore and just be honest and talk about where I'm at right now. And so I'm just kind of following that prompting. So I'm going to try to be concise and short because I can be long-winded. I'm very ADHD and I can ramble. So I first want to just say I'm sorry for not making videos the past 3 years. And I know people might think, well, it's just a YouTube channel, but in all reality, like if you've taken the time to watch my videos and subscribe and engage, like there's value to that. And if I've not held up my end of the bargain, then I have failed. And some people have reached out, a few that have sent encouraging messages over Instagram the past couple of years that I never responded to. And I'm sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to offer kind of an explanation as to where my wife and I are in our relationship with Jesus and how it relates to this channel and just in our careers and life right now. So yeah, I'm going to do that. But now that we got that out of the way, I want to be honest too. I just want to be, no holds barred. This is just where we are. This is exactly what I'm thinking. And then we'll just go from there. But the reason I stopped making videos 3 years ago, which is crazy that it was 3 years ago, is it's multi-layered. Number one, it has to do with the music industry, Christian music industry specifically. And then financially, we were kind of in a tough spot financially, and I had to pursue other things. And then, which kind of involves my music career. And then also our church experience. So I'll start with church experience first, just to kind of give an overview. But we've had a couple of bad experiences with churches since being in Nashville. Jess has been here for like almost 20 years now, and I've been here for almost 11. And we were part of a church plant that fell through, wasn't very healthy. And then our most recent church that we were a part of, about the time that I stopped making videos, we were serving full-time, well, not full-time, but we were volunteers. We were serving very consistently, and things just kind of went south with that church and our involvement with the church. And I had a conversation with the pastor that just didn't go very well. And ultimately, we stopped going. That happened, and then my music career, I moved to Nashville to pursue music and worship and songwriting. And it just, from 2015 on, well, really 2014, it really just, I felt like I hit a lot of roadblocks, which anybody that moves to Nashville or anybody that tries to pursue a music career is going to experience that. And I just felt like I didn't get quite the experience I was expecting. And maybe that's my fault, but essentially, I was making a lot of music. It wasn't just worship. I was doing like indie pop, and that was kind of like the height of my music career. We were on the radio a couple of times. That fell through, and I didn't really know what to do from there. I was still writing worship music, but I felt like I didn't have the ability to be able to create it and make it work. And again, financially speaking, we were in a little bit of a tough spot. And so I'm like, I'm not making money doing this. I'm writing songs. I've got the YouTube channel. We're not being paid to serve or being paid to lead worship very often. I'm like, what are we going to do? What do I need to do? And so I did end up having a bit of a career shift. But that was kind of the second reason. And then first and foremost was I just had a bit of an issue with the Christian worship genre as a whole and the consumerism aspect of Christian music. And I'll explain that. So those are kind of the three main overarching reasons. Some are more direct and some are indirect as to why I stopped making videos. But just to give you a sense as to what happened. But to touch on the point, talking about this channel, I've been making videos since I was in college, and with this channel since about 2017, and it's just changed where I was making vlogs to like worship, worship music content, how to be a worship leader. You can go back and look at some of those videos. And then it ultimately went into worship tutorials, which I felt like I had found something that I was really good at teaching, and I was thorough, and I felt like I could present it well. And I also felt like I was equipping people with knowledge and skill that was valuable. And furthermore, I was doing something that I hadn't seen other people do, which was giving, a scriptural perspective to each song, where you're not walking away from the tutorial with just how to play the song, but how to lead it. That for me felt more important, and something that I saw that was missing in the majority of tutorials. So I really appreciated that and was happy that that was working. And I mean, obviously you guys subscribed, you've watched some of those videos. That was kind of the niche of the channel, was that. And then of course there's other videos about like how to be a better worship leader, what to say during worship, all that stuff, right? I still felt like I still wanted to be able to teach and equip in a way that wasn't just music driven, but also like heart and leadership driven. So getting to the point, my biggest gripe with worship music, especially like 2018, 2019, 2020 and on, was I felt like worship music was getting more and more me-centered, I-centered, as opposed to just strictly God-centered. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with me-centered worship or me-centered music. I think it can be edifying. I think our trash is here. It's just going to be loud. Never mind, it's not the garbage. There's nothing wrong with songs that are, me-centered. I just felt like there was an overabundance of that in the worship, aura circle at the time. And I just was becoming a bit jaded, I guess, or just kind of sick of singing about me. And it was the songs that were the most popular and the most searched. And of course, as a channel, like I want the channel to grow so that I can pay my bills, and like it can be like worthwhile for me to be able to do it. That makes sense. And so naturally, you're going to do the songs that people are searching for, that are the most popular. What are those songs? Well, they're the ones by like the top 5, now 6, 7, whatever churches are out there now making music that are super popular. I don't know. But, Bethel, Hillsong, Elevation, Passion, Maverick City at the time, like, I really don't know who's popular. I really don't listen to worship music at all anymore. But yeah, just naturally you want to make the content that people are searching for and that are going to connect. Like people, those bands are popular, so like make tutorials about those bands. And so it's like, yeah, you may wonder, like, what about the people that you don't know? And I did try to make content about some of those songs, just hoping that like as my channel grew, maybe I could kind of promote some of those artists as well, and show people, hey, there's other worship music out there that's not, or that's just as good as what these top artists are putting out, that, in my opinion, might be a little bit more scripturally accurate, or wholesome might be a better word. So yeah, that was just kind of the biggest issue for me, was feeling like I was promoting music that I was having a hard time believing in and would want to lead myself. Songs that were just in keys that you just can't, like the average person can't sing. And if we're to be worship leaders that are to edify the church, like we need to be singing songs in keys that people can actually sing, not way up here. No offense, Phil. No offense. You got a beautiful voice, but we can't sing that high sometimes. And I'm guilty of pushing that, and trying to sing those songs in those high keys, knowing there's people standing out here that they're not singing because they can't sing that high. And my responsibility is to be able to help them sing on top of that, it was songs that, again, were very me driven. There was one song in particular that I think kind of sealed the deal for me. I can't remember the worship song. I can't remember the name of it. It was a song by Elevation. In the chorus, it was like, I'm the one that you love. I'm the one that you love. And then, sorry, it's my dog. And like the post chorus, he was singing, it's me, it's me. I remember like hearing that and thinking, what? Why are you singing? Why are you singing that? That, I had a humongous problem with that. And completely turned me off. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't push these songs by these people that are, to me at least, just like not really about God. Like they are, but like the focus, the spotlight is on me. Like I'm the one that's special. No, I am not special at all. Like it's the complete opposite of the gospel. I get, again, yes. Is it okay to have songs like that? Yeah, I think so. But, at the time and even still now, like I would rather sing songs about God and how great He is, and not to like bash any specific group, but I don't know. I just feel like worship, and I don't know how it is now. You'll have to tell me, but at 2020 on, I felt like it just shifted more and more into the me-centered stuff. Just like, I'm tired of singing stuff about me. Well, not tired of singing it, because like at our church we did try to like avoid some of those songs, but specifically with this channel, like promoting those types of songs and like showing people, you like, this is a great song, you should lead this song. Now, again, was there anything wrong with it theologically? I don't know, I don't remember, but I'm trying to be kind of fair here. Like, no, not it's not really anything specifically wrong with that song, but just it was a personal, it was me. I'm the problem. I was the problem. So I don't know if that helps explain it or not, but yeah, all that to say, like the issues with church and with the worship and my experience with the worship industry here in Nashville, you might think like, oh, Justin's not a Christian anymore, and that couldn't be further from the truth. The title of this video, I am not deconstructing. I don't really even fully understand what that means, other than just like a reevaluation of your faith or what you think and believe, which I feel like I do that all the time already. I'm constantly like processing and thinking through my faith and beliefs. Not that they're changing, but like there's a sounding board, and my sounding board is the gospel of Christ. And that for me is unchanging. It's never going to change. I'm never going to walk away from my faith. I have been through a lot of stuff in my life. I've lost my father. I was in a car wreck when I was in college and lost a friend. My dad was an alcohol abuser. I saw some really crappy stuff growing up. And not to say like, woe is me, but that if anything, those things shaped me into who I am today, and praise God that I still call Him Father and can still call Him, my Savior, in spite of all the negative stuff. Because it would be easy to just say like, why, God? Like, why did you let me go through this stuff? I don't know. And I, if anything, that's just grace. Let's chalk it up to grace. I've been given enough grace that God has given me enough grace to not walk away from Him. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But where I've been the past 3 years, I switched careers. I got into contracting and doing handyman work and, built-ins. We have another YouTube channel where you can actually see what I've been doing the past 3 years. I still love making videos. But financially, that has helped support us. And not that I'm quitting that or, walking away from that, but there's just something about this channel and where I'm at with my relationship with God that I felt prompted to make this video. And again, to be honest with you, we aren't in church right now. I know that sounds odd that somebody is not deconstructing, but they're not in church. We just haven't found a church that we feel like is home. We've visited a couple of different places over the past couple of years. And a lot of our projects, a lot of the things we've been working on the weekends, we've just not been good stewards of our time. So we've just not been like the greatest of Christ followers the past few years. And maybe that is the point of all of this, is for me to like come back to Christ in that regard, is that I'm honoring my time. I'm trying to lead my wife, my family, in the right way. And, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, just to be upfront, honest. So thanks for sticking around for this ramble. I hope you're still here. And if you are, maybe there's only 5 people that watch. I have no idea how many people are going to watch this video, if anybody's going to watch this video. But, if 5 people resonate with that, with this, just know that there's other people that are struggling. I'm just really grateful that I don't feel like I'm struggling with my faith as much as I am with really just going to church and reading my Bible. Those are the 2 biggest things. I don't know what the future of this channel is. I know that I'm not going to make guitar worship tutorials anymore. Knock on wood. This is resin, but I don't know. That could completely change. I do know that like I'm not as fit as I used to be, even though I work on my feet all the time, which is crazy. I know my mental health and my spiritual health are at substantial low numbers. And so maybe this channel is a continuation of like the scriptural aspect of the worship tutorials, and it into like this like accountability type. Maybe this channel is just an accountability partner for me, and we can just follow along. Maybe you're in a similar spot. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now. All I know is that I just felt prompted to make the video, and I'm not deconstructing. I haven't left my faith with Christ. If anything, the key takeaway for this video is that, I feel like it's possible to go through hard things and not walk away from Jesus. And I've not walked away from Jesus. In a sense, yes. If we're going to be technical, yeah, obviously like me not going to church, reading my Bible in some senses, but just to the bare bones of like my faith, I believe once saved, always saved. I trust in the Lord, but I think my actions have spoken louder than my words the past couple of years. So I guess 2 things can be true at the same time. I don't know. Okay,